This movie is going to run through the functionality of Equations, the equation editor. We're going to insert an equation. When you do that, you have access to the drawing tools, which isn't the focus of this movie. We're going to take a look at Math Autocorrect, and we'll see how to build an equation using the symbols in the Equation Tools Design tab and the structures in that same tab. And then we're going to take a quick look at symbols. We're going to insert a symbol. We're going to talk about the code function and the character function. So I have a blank worksheet. If you're a person that works with applied math, economics, statistics, physics, or engineering, then you're a lot more familiar with these equations than I am. But I'm just going to show you some functionality with an equation editor that allows you to display equations that are applicable for those disciplines in Excel. To insert an equation into the worksheet, left-click Insert, and there's one of two things you can do at this point. You can insert one of these 9 preset equations. I can click it and I get an inserted equation. I'm going to Control Z to undo that. Or if you know that the equation that you need is not on that list, left click the pi symbol and you'll go directly to the equation editor. Along with the equation editor, we get the drawing tools. The drawing tools has to do with formatting the way the equation and the container for the equation, the box, appears. And if you've seen the movies on shapes and word art, you're familiar with the functionality of the drawing tools. But the equation, which is really the topic of this movie, to get the equation tools, Design tab, left click, type equation here. And I can then left click the Design tab, where over to the left I get the pi symbol again with the same 9 equations. I'm going to left click to close that. And left clicking the dialog box launcher in the tools group, I get a few options that include Math Autocorrect, and I'm going to left click that. And this is an autocorrect feature, it's the last tab on the right, that allows you to, when you're editing your equations, type in what's on the left column to have Excel return and display the symbol that's in the right column. And in a minute, I'm going to type in \above and have Excel generate the upside down T. I know that's not what that is called. I'm just explaining what it looks like to me. I have no idea what it does, but so we have \above that's going to become an upside down T. I'm going to cancel that and cancel that. So when you're building an equation, probably the way I think it would be done would be to first build the structure or build a piece of the structure and then fill it with the symbols. So the tab is laid out, I think, logically a little bit backwards, and maybe it's just because I don't work with these equations, but it seems to me that if you build the structure first, a fraction, a script, superscript, subscript, radical, with each one of these drop-downs, you get a structure that you can input into your equation with a little box that becomes a placeholder that you can fill with one of the symbols or a number. And below those structures, you get, in this case, what? Common radicals, integrals, contour integrals. I know some of you know what these things are. And so on. So you have all these structures that you can input or begin your equation building with. And I'm going to go back to fraction and left click that, and so I've got a structure. And as I said with the autocorrect, if I type in \above and press space, I get my upside down T. Sorry, I know that's not what that's called. So between building the structures, and we can make this a little bigger, select the equation again, and this array of symbols that we have access to, basic math, Greek letters, letter-like symbols, operators, arrows, and so on, you can construct an equation. Now, these equations won't be solved by Excel. All this does is provide you a tool to display the equation. So symbols are another one of those items that you can insert into your worksheet. And because of that, they're on the Insert tab on the right side in the Symbols group. Left-click Symbol, and I get the symbol dialog box. We have all kinds of options to select from. We have all of the font styles that are available in the out-of-the-box Excel, and we have a bunch of subset groups within those font styles. Hebrew, Arabic, many of these I don't know what they are, to be honest with you. I'm going to just select a basic Latin. And we also have special characters. I see copyright, trademark, paragraph, ellipses. So if you want a copyright symbol, select that, left-click Insert, or just double-click it. Going back to the Symbols tab, there are character codes at the bottom of the dialog box. The current character for the character set Unicode is 0042 for the letter B. We can change this to something that Excel actually will understand, which is the ASCII character code, decimal. Letter B in this code set is the number 66. So I'm going to close this and we're going to find out what character number the copyright symbol is. And in order to do that, you use the code function for, in this case, cell A1. And the copyright symbol should be code 169. I'm going to left-click in B4 and use the character function to generate the copyright symbol. So the code function will give you the code for the symbol, and the character function will return that symbol once you find out what that code is. There is a little twist on this, going back to the symbol dialog box, and that is the character code for the letter B, as we can see, is 66. If I change the font to a different font, the character code is still 66. And that's because for this code set, there's no distinguishing between one font or another. So once you call up that character in your worksheet, and I'm going to call up character 66, we know we're going to get the letter B, which you obviously now can change the font style once you get it into your worksheet. So that's equations and symbols. We inserted an equation where we get, among other things, the drawing tool, which allows us to change the formatting of the container and the equation. And we get the Equation Tools Design tab, where we can build an equation using symbols and structures, and also utilize Math Autocorrect if we want to type in English the name of these symbols and have them be replaced by the symbol itself. And we looked at symbols, where we can insert any one of a number of symbols from different character sets, and we can work with the ASCII codes to generate a code for a specific symbol using the code function, or we can use that code to generate a character using the character function.